Hello, welcome. I'm almost done. Running late because I had to go grab something from the mail. Took me some time. Do you remember the song's name? It's called Gangs of Pyro by Flaro and Wikipedia. And if you're wondering, Wikipedia, I've heard that name before. Yes, you have. Wave 4 on EPTU. Did they open it up again? So they skipped right over from Wave 2 to Wave 4? The Emperor is a jerk. He is a jerk. Hello. I mean, we know what to make of it. Like, it's not hard to know what to make of it. Welcome, my name is Paul, Berserker 1, Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender here at the AstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a good one for you. How y'all doing? So, before we get started, I do want to explain something, because there's going to be a lot of pearl clutching, and there already is a lot of pearl clutching, and you're going to continue to see pearl clutching, and people double guessing, triple guessing CIG throughout the rest of this, which is understandable because people don't trust CIG's logic. But as somebody who is I'm not going to say a connoisseur because that sounds like I'm a douchebag, experienced with early access titles, one of the things that comes up consistently in my experience with early access titles is that there's always is a desire inside the company to try to make the game as good as possible for the audience, which is inherently, while in early access, which is inherently against the point of an alpha or a beta build. So, for those who don't know, I just literally logged in. This is the first time I logged into the game. This is what you do now. When you first log in, you log in directly into your hangar. No more logging into your hab. I don't trust any corporation any more than I have to. Yeah, it makes sense. But I mean, the reason why, I don't know what the flame means, but let's go up to the goodest boy. We'll call it over here. I think it seems brighter for some reason. They have not confirmed this will stay long term. It's just testing instance logs. That's a spoiler. Ignore. Yeah. So the reason why CIG is about to drop 4.0 in the next couple of days, despite not having extensive public testing, is because if they don't release it now, they'll release it, and they release it, say, in March, when it has more bugs worked out and a lot of the edges sanded down, it will release still broken. Whether they release it now or release it in next year in December, it will have the same problems, because CIG cannot get concurrency for this build. They can't get concurrency for any build. And they know that. And they also, generally speaking, have a roadmap of what's going wrong. So they know ahead of time what's probably gonna break. Which means that if it breaks, now that they have the hotfix system, they can just sort of rewind it and get straight back to the content. Each day they don't release it to live is one less day they have the hotfix before the holidays. Exactly. So the reason why I, at this point, am just saying fucking yeet it, just send it, is because I want them to release it, for it to break, and then for them to fix those breaks because now they have the concurrency of what they needed to do when it breaks. So it allows for them to hotfix once or twice before they have to go on break, which won't give us a perfect game. Let's see if this actually works this time. Yeah, it's still broken. Okay. Definitely something we're going to have to talk to CIG about at some point. It may just be the Corsair issue. But yeah, every time I try the Corsair's elevator breaks. It doesn't work. You can call it, but you won't be able to send it back up. Didn't they create a tool that would let them simulate concurrency? Yeah, but simulation concurrency and actual concurrency are two different things. Simulating load is one thing, but players are not machines. We do weird things that they don't really know. And those simulations for the concurrencies allows them to kind of see where things might break, but it's never going to be perfect. Yeah, simulated load isn't the same as real load. We mocked them for saying like concurrency. I mean, it probably solves some problems, but there is no such thing as the one-shot solution. Pretty much every company has a, you know, no matter what you do, there's never a simple solution to a complex problem. New players are excited about 4.0 plus Mirai Guardian equals or exceed 2023 sales. Yeah. I'm going to call bot up once or twice. You are all bots. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no real people who watch me. No real person would put up with me. Before I'm up on this guy's wing. Stream name is Paul, Berserker 1, Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender here at the AstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a good one for you. How you doing? How about that secret level episode? How about that secret level episode? Damn, man. Jesus fuck. I've been falling down the Mech Warrior rabbit hole, but I want a Mech Warrior secret level episode too. I think it'd be kind of cool. The Armored Core 6 one was good. I don't know enough about Armored Core to know if it works for Armored Core. It felt like it did though. I mean, it helps that it had fucking, you know, Johnny Silverhands himself, you know. Magnus Gateway. Okay, where's Pyro Gateway? There's Pyro Gateway. We're gonna stop off at Pyro Gateway and set our spawn there. The ending was a goddamn moment. Yeah. Oh yeah. Pac-Man episode was dark. I fully expected Pac-Man episode to be dark. When I was younger and stupider, I wrote a spec script for a Pac-Man movie. It was dark. Because I was like, man, you can't make Pac-Man. Pac-Man story is inherently dark. Hey, Hyper Elysian. I did it for a college class. It was fun. I didn't write everything. I wrote, I think, I wrote an outline and I wrote the first act. I had to explain to my professor, you know, what the game was about. He'd played it before, but he was just like, it has a story? That's just about shooting robots. Oh no, Pac-Man. I meant Mega Man was the one I was thinking about, not Pac-Man. Sorry, my brain. I saw Pac-Man. I'm like, oh yeah, like, and my brain just replaced it with Mega Man. I haven't seen the Mega Man one though, or the Pac-Man one. Help making Orphans in Pyro. No, I am helping Orphans in Stanton with the help of good Samaritans in Pyro. There's a Mega Man episode too. I just haven't seen it. I love the little arrows. Those are really good. All right, where's the station? It's probably right above me, isn't it? Fuck is the station? It's like there's the AR markers for that, so it's got to be behind me. There it is. There's a Kevin Hart episode? Shit, that's a fucking whole C. System tree. Oh no, it's a Polaris. Yeah, next backup apps are coming week 7 more coming. 7 more, Jesus. I heard that they weren't going to pull the Concord episode. But then it was supposed to come out in this latest batch. I see the visit area bug still here. And I think that's just going to be with the live release. Is it disconcerting? Yes. Is it game breaking? No. Trust the system. Oh. Ooh. All right. Let's top her off before we go. I didn't mean to hit that, but it's okay. So the hangar could appear to close, but still be open. That possibly. The bug might be chased down at some point. They thought they fixed it, but that's one of those I feel like they'll launch with. Just go in slow and tap it if you can. I've never had when I've had that bug, it's always been open. It just looks like it doesn't exist for some reason. It's a viz area bug where like this area is not being streamed out to the outside area for some reason. Are you bringing medical supplies for the orphanage? I'm bringing supplies to the orphanage. I'm helping orphans. I'm buying from orphans in Pyro and bringing it to Stanton to sell. Oh shit, I didn't even see that person. Man. Did they revise the episode? I think they removed it because I think it was supposed to originally 10. So you're an orphan broker? I'm just a good Samaritan, okay? I'm a good Samaritan who just also happens to be a
purchase.
Who also happens to be a
Now, that too is off limits to all staff.
an entrepreneur, you know.
Medicine isn't only about healing. It's about being your best. Ask your med tech about optional medical services. Just a friendly reminder that no matter your health status,
But oh yeah, the reason why I have a theory, by the way, y'all. The reason why we're seeing go down here too. The reason why we're seeing you being able to spawn in the hangar is at least partially, in my opinion, them trying to kind of figure out ways of spawning in other locations. Oop, wrong one. I don't do you. Because what they want to do long term is revise the cities entirely, so that the landing zones feel more like cities. Vastin, I don't know what you're talking about. Vastin, have you been taking your pills? Do the exploration suit. No, why do you ask? See. Short term, it does help set the amount of folks doubling up in HAB rooms. Yeah, that too. To the hangar. So as CIG said, it's a certain number for sure. It's 500. Yes. I guess the same. If it's not in prep for being able to log back in wherever you logged out at bed, then it's got to be for logging out at bases. Yeah, I think that is another issue. I'm sure there's some technical issues as well, but they said specifically it doesn't have to do with the because like they nipped it in the bud and people were like, oh, this is because they got rid of the refit, the transit refactor, and they basically said this isn't because of the transit refactor, y'all. This is for something else, and it's only temporary. 4-6, okay. 6 in Pyro. Berserker 1, Batman Show, your humble host and space trip bartender here at the AstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a good one for you. I was waiting for that.
You can take away my spaceship.
Spaceship.
You can take away my space suit.
Spaceship.
You can even take away my space lasers.
Spaceship.
But you can never,
Spaceship.
ever
Spaceship.
take away my space game.
Celine Star Drago just resubscribed for 30 months and another.
Thank you so much for that 30 months of support there, Celine. You're very important, pupper, very impressive, very pedestrian. This your father was trying to drink night. Shots and cheers and chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. I'm happy with the magic bag of holding backpacks. I am too, honestly. One of the things that I think a lot of people are obsessed with are things like realism. But it's just a strange feeling because it's like people are super obsessed with realism, but then also want a game. It's like realistically, you can't have a game that has lots of loot mechanics without some way of carrying said loot in some way, shape, or form. And that's going to end up being kind of unrealistic. These are just... These aren't like holding a matching item. The fuck's the size of this? Okay, well, we'll go in here. Is this not a cubby? I thought those were cubbies. Does Captain's Chamber have a cubby? Huh. I thought they had like little holds. Oh, they do. There we go. I'm naked. What do you think is blocking the suit lockers? I'd probably nothing. They probably just haven't sat down and worked on it properly in the database. They did reduce the amount of stuff armor can hold, though, right? Yeah. So armor has been reduced, but the backpacks are basically infinite bags of holding. Oh yes, they call them the streak. Dibbity dibbity. Which I'm really happy about. Well, I mean, the game, it's like, it's clear that they want to make Pyro more about loot. And if they're going to make Pyro more about loot, they have to make it easier for you to loot. All right. All right, let's see. Make sure everything's good. So that viz area bug is going to be a problem, but just make sure it was off. I really need to do this because they're going to release a jetpack just to fuck with everyone to allow for better EVA for solid injection. I 100% believe that. I think that they're going to make backpacks better for loot in general because A, pyro, but B, there's going to be some sort of equipment, some really good fucking equipment that's going to attach to it, like ammo pack for larger weapons or something like that. There's going to be some backpack utility because we already saw the utility for like the backpack for the salvage backpack. Here goes nothing. Fuck. Fucking inner space. Oh, I fucking hate this place. All right, we're halfway through. Go low. Going up high. And out the exit. Okay. I had the scariest fucking thought right there. Did that just feel like a game, chat? Did that just feel like a game? Not only was I flying through that, but there were people exiting and entering the jump points as I was flying through it. A very stressful one. No, not like a mini game. Like this felt like find some place to jump to. Oop. Bumped into something. Let's just go to this station for now. I think I ripped something off. Or someone trying to shoot me. The fuck? That is delayed. That's the jump point music. Give me a landing zone, please. It was working in one of the earlier patches. I jinxed it by calling it a game? Yeah. Same old Star Citizen, but like... It's weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very odd feeling to be like, oh. This feels normal now. I just jumped through a fucking jump point. Viz area bug, viz area bug. So ominous.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
All right. First off, with the 290,000 repair bill. Let me get out and get back in. There we go. Hey, everything's back. That's good. There we go. Let's not worry about that. Let's go into the maps. We're heading to Ashland. Epic music for equivalent of changing your oil. Epic space oil.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never,
Never.
ever
Ever.
take away my space game.
Jedi Chris 73 just resubscribed for 7 months. So how scuffed is PTU tonight?
Hey, thank you for that 7 months of support there, Jedi Chris. You're a very important pepper, very impressive, very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Sorry, my pants are falling down. How scuffed is it? It's not that scuffed. There's still problems, but it is as scuffed as live. Considering it just went wave 4, I mean, it'll probably be a few before we actually see the result of wave 4, but, you know. I'm just going to go towards the planet for now. Or towards the star. No, we're not gonna have a live Friday. We'll have live probably next Wednesday, though. If they can get Wave All by this weekend, I'm sure they'll do Wave All and try to go to live on Monday. Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna do Open PT this weekend. They just want to make sure that the back end doesn't shit itself. Why is the back still open? Close that up. Yeah, I think they'll have at least one hotfix before the end of the before the break, and then they'll have one during the break.
You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
No PPUs.
But you can never,
Never.
ever
Ever.
take away my space game.
Is that just broken?
This is _ Maze just resubscribed for 2 months. Appreciate all the chill SC law streams the most. Thanks for what you do.
This is Miz. Thank you so much for that 2 months of support. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive. You're very pedestrian. This is your father's drinking night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Yeah, we're going to be doing another Astro Historian stream on Monday, looking at the history, the story of Star Citizen. So, like, we're going to look at the actual beginnings of Star Citizen's story, like the what do they call them? The time capsules. Okay, well, we should have the back open for now. Six thousand error in launcher? Really? It's the first time I've heard that. Aha! We're finally actually back onto. There we go. Where's Rob? Rod! Wait, I just spawned for the first time in my hangar? That just happened for this patch. They've been doing it for the last couple of patches. I think it's because they want to test some concurrency stuff out. I don't know what it is. So 6,000 errors. I think the solution to that is just keep trying. Or to reset your character. If I recall, it's a generic error code. Okay. Character shot copy seems broken too. Well, there's a lot of people trying to do it right now, so I'm sure the back end is kind of trying to catch up. Hey, Rob. Hey, R Bob. Yeah, I know how to hide a QR code. Just go into the graphics at the very bottom. Makes it easier, but it resets every time. $6,000 errors because you can't copy the account to PTU. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we had the same issue earlier on with when I went wave 1. I had the same problem. It looks weird seeing ePTU in my launcher options. It's just extended PTU is all it means. It's not Evocati or anything. I joked that I'm gonna do a I will do in the future do a jargon video. I'm gonna do a video that breaks down all of the different starter ships and then explains which is the best starter ship for which role and everything, because I don't think anyone's really done that, and why not, especially with 4.0 coming out. And then I'm also going to do one that breaks down the jargon of how people talk in Star Citizen and how CIG talks. So things like, what's the tally? What's the Lancer? What's the Penguin? You know, just those, but also things like what's an ePTU? What's an avocado? Those sorts of things. Yeah, CCU, Evacati, EPTU, PTU, PU, SQ42, Live, those sorts of things. It's going to be really, really, really dry. Yeah, what's the turtle, that kind of thing. It's going to be dry because this guy's basically going to be me going through and being like, hey, here's a list of things you should know if you're going to be involved in the Star Citizen community, because you can get confused very easily. It's been around for 12 years. We have our own language and how we speak and how we talk about things. And CIG has like its own language, which it doesn't do a very good job of explaining. Like, for instance, live doesn't mean it's live. It means it's an alpha that is now available for everybody. Yeah, 07. Just cleared your launcher cache, and it's now asking to install EPT again. I will see if it's a fix. It's a good guess. Good attempt. The best attempt is probably, if it's happening a lot, is just to wait until the rush slows down and try it again when things are a little less crazy. Dry. Make sure you properly dry it out as the historian can when writing a paper. Yeah, that's one of the things I hate about my kind. My people are very terrible at explaining things. We should be really good like storytellers. It's literally what we do, but we are at times the most boring people to talk to unless you're another historian. I mean, my plan is to do all of these videos in corporate jargon. You know, the like, here, let me turn the music off because it's all broken anyways for right now. All right. Okay, let me do some of this real quick. Hello, my name is Paul Shelley, and welcome to the wonderful world of Star Citizen. Welcome, your new employee packet should be right in front of you right now. We at Star Citizen are a family, and we'd love to have you on board. Welcome to the Star Citizen family. Hopefully your trainer can synergize with you on this wonderful journey. Clipping that. Well, I'm going to do that for like my legitimate trading videos. Rab victory. ASOP is actually it's actually a term, I believe, in aviation as well. As in stock footage of people operating an office while the music voiceover plays. Exactly. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to see if I can't get people to record it with me. So we can do like walk around Orison being like, welcome to the wonderful, wonderful world of Star Citizen. We know that the verse can be confusing. It's big and strange. And with a community of family as big as the Star Citizen family, you can be lost in the jargon. So, here is some helpful tips for you to get along in the verse. ¿De dónde está la biblioteca? Más cervezas, por favor. You need to look up 1970s tourist board videos. Yeah. We're the Star Citizen Mafia family. We're a cult. I do still, so a long time ago, I did a joke where, because everyone called this a cult, we did a captain's table where I had everyone purchase robes. And so we all wore robes because the captain's table fell on April 1st. So we all, I did an invocation as we all prayed with our robes on, you know, cult-like. So this needs to be done in a video on the most soul-crushing area in Stanton. Hurston? No, it's too dirty. Tell me the words weren't right. No, they were like monk cloaks. They were Jedi robes. I think I still have them somewhere. This is why we don't usually film in Loreville. The Hershon Commercial District work, yeah. By the way, that music that I picked up, one of the top comments says, if emotions of these songs were a color, it would be the transparency grid of a PNG images. And the other one was, I can imagine this is what depression sounds like. This music is so genius. It represents everything that is wrong with the world. But on R-Corp. Oh. For some reason, Slag got caught by that by the bot. I just happened in. Did I miss anything good? So I'm going to be doing a couple of videos for like beginners guides. Now that we know that you know smuggling isn't dead, because of Pyro adding it back in, sort of. I'm going to be doing a guide on, you know, the best starter ships to work with, and then I'm also going to be doing a guide on the best, you know, on like beginner's guide to smuggling. And then also I was going to do like a jargon video where, like, if you're new to Star Citizen, here's some jargon things to pick up, things like what a PTU is, what an evocati is, that kind of thing. What's an EPTU? But I'm going to have it sounded, I'm going to have it to a soundtrack like this, where I'm basically going to be like, welcome to the Star Citizen family. I'll be your guide through the complex and wonderful place that we call the verse. My name is Paul Shelley, and come on with me on this fantastic journey into the future. No, wait. Together, we can smash poop into a nice paste. Well, it's either that or I was going to go with I was gonna go with something like this. Good bossa nova. I was thinking of doing the, like, you know, like, especially with the smuggling, using nothing but euphemisms. Okay, so where do I want to go? I do want to go to the planet, but where is the planet? There's the planet. Ah, so it's broken. Only 4.2 gigantic Mothmans away. Oh, smuggling completely euphemized and that's by corporate buzzword speak? Exactly. Sonic Unleashed vibes. Giggle Moose, yeah, thank you. I needed to know the Canadian measurement for it. I might try to shoot a shot parody of a video I'd done for film at Houston using Cyberpunk 2077 background music saying, "Hey, Choom, welcome to Star Citizen." So that is goth mommies, the only acceptable distance for gaming. Okay, endgame, fuego, very fuego. Where is that Ignis right there? Need to go to Ignis. Ignis, where are you? Ignis, there you are. I hate that it's so busted, but, you know, hey. I got plenty of fuel left, so... OM5, OM2. Okay, where is Ashland? Derelict Outpost, Ashland. Here we go. There's a variety of sizes for goth mommies that'd be completely unreliable as a unit of measurement. Cyberpunk's guides to starting in Star Citizen. I like it. That would work. Hey, it's finally in the daytime. I hate landing at Ashland in the nighttime. Hopefully it doesn't fucking kill me like last time. I'm already starting in a weird position, though. Let's see if Ashland actually pops in. Oh, it's further over there. Okay, where is the... There it is. Whoa, 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 whoa! Easy there. Easy. Fuck. Have to wait for that turret to go non-hostile? I'm not even like, I don't have, I'm not an enemy of this faction. Pyro is dangerous. Just random turrets firing is kind of a weird thing, though. I'm going to try to undercut it. Because it might start firing at me, but... So it's fire. Oh, nope. It's not hostile anymore. Thank God. Nope, it's hostile again. How are you shooting me through the fucking planet? There we go. Dear God, okay. This is a landing pad, I'm pretty sure, right? I think it's just a bug. Hostile territory? How am I hostile? Let me see if I die here. If I die here, that's fine. Trying to find the pad. Where is the pad? I feel like I'm running in the wrong place. No NPCs are shooting at me yet, so it's a good sign, right? Now they're shooting at me. Ow. Well, the headhunters don't like me for some reason. Oh shit. This is the pad. Wave 5 is everybody, yeah. All right, well, let's go see if we can't do some jobs for the headhunters so they don't hate me anymore. Yeah, if you play the game, you're probably in Wave 4. And if you spent a lot of money in the game, you almost certainly are in Wave 4. Shit's kind of broken. Okay, service beacon, salvage, mercenary. Being a writer, I'm here to come with an inverse justification for the headhunter's sudden mistrust. Maybe you just don't you put everyone? Did a big bad thing happen because they trusted an outsider to betray him? That or just let me just float this idea. They're high as fuck, and they just saw a random ship show up they didn't know about, So they just said, fuck you, get off our private property, and shot me. Because it was private property. If someone just drove their car through your very large compound in the middle of the desert, in which you have lots of illegal substances, and they're alone. Crash? Crash! There we go. It's the first CTD we've had. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. That's my first. I don't know you. Exactly. Oh, my guess was that CIG was ham-fistedly designing the headhunters as the bad guys and Citizens Prosperity as the good guys. Eh. I think the Citizens Prosperity would just be less likely to shoot you on sight. Ooh, I like that. Oh, also Citizens Prosperity is also shooting on sight right now? Very nice. I think the only people who wouldn't be shooting would be Rough and Ready, because they don't shoot anybody unless you fuck with them. Looks good enough for a live release? You know it. Wait, the HOA has guns? Yes. Because they're funded by Hurston Dynamics. Get out of the seat. Turn everything off. Let's try this real quickly. Oh, it's finally coming back. For some reason, I can't seem to... Engine off. Can't seem to maneuver at all. I seem to be stuck in... It's like an Alt Z? No. So let me try this. Can I get on this bed, or is there no bed here? Because there's no bed there. Are all the beds gone? Huh. It's okay. What you up to? Oh, I'm in Pyro, but I don't think I can... My ship isn't working after I crashed. Nothing I do is working properly. I can't move my stick. I'm stuck in like head look mode. Last room has a bed? Okay. Nah, that's fine. Replug their HOTAS to solve this? It's not my HOTAS. It's also my mouse control isn't working properly. Fucking Drake ships. You can't have good shit anymore. I'm gonna try to bed log. That'll probably fix it. Where is the prompt? Where are your prompts? I was saying earlier when you came in, log out. There we go. How about that secret level episode? There, Loken. Bruh. Well, lacked lyrical at it in comms. Well, tomorrow, right? Because we're gonna be doing some Warhammer tomorrow. I'm okay with Space Marine. I haven't played Space Marine in a while, and they need a bunch of updates. I was gonna say Dark Tide, but this is Space Marine. I like Dark Tide, but this is Space Marine. All right, I'm back here. Let's see if my mission's still available. I don't think it is because I'm a different shard now. Okay, let's head. What's secret level stuff, anyways? Oh, it's a show, Amazon show. So, have you seen the show Love, Death, and Robots? It's by the same production company, and that production company. Oh, I'm still screwed. Can't seem to like turn left or right. Possibly, is it this? No. Yeah, we'll just have to go back through. We both have drop campaigns at the moment too? That sounds good. You served me well there, Ryoma. This is the longest self-destruct sequence I've ever seen. Commander, are you joking? Listen, plenty of people don't think I play the game, that I just talk about it. It's like, I play the game a lot. What just happened? Oh, I blew myself up. So I had it crash the desktop, and then my ship wasn't functioning properly. So I bed logged, And my ship still wasn't functioning properly, so I'm just like, eh, old Backspace Express to fix this problem. Hey, Danny. You're half listening, half watching when you work. It's okay. That's fine. Let's do something other than...
Getting the right treatment has never been
Is off limits to all staff until further notice.
Hello.
Cargo center. If I'm honest, it's probably going to be a little short today. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep recently, and I need to get back into the habit of sleeping on time. It's worth its weight in gold and pyro. Okay.
Hey.
I know there's like a... It's over here. No, I haven't been playing PoE 2. Not my style. Looks fun. Not my style. When I can gather, it is a mega grind game, and it's not my kind of thing. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to buy the entire all of Stanton's supply of crews before we go. We're gonna go to Galleria so I can buy some stuff.
We got some new inventory in. Definitely worth taking a look. Hi. Thanks for coming in.
Whoa, what the fuck? Why are all of you talking?
What?
Why are you... The brothers. The brothers. All of them are brothers. They all have the same voice. The clones. They've arrived, chat. Hey.
Hi. Thanks for coming in.
Hi. Yeah. No, I'm not going upstairs yet. Why do you see me down here? That's creepy as fuck, y'all.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome.
What the fuck?
Hi.
What
Thanks
the
for
fuck?
coming in.
Shut the fuck up. Freaking me out. Freaking out, man. I'm freaking out. You are freaking out.
Hi.
Man.
Let me know if there's anything I can...
Stand by for Titanfall.
How are you? I like this chat. You saw Burks and Salty might get the final reward in the contestant zones. It's a ship, isn't it?
Hi. Welcome. Do you need something? Hi. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
But it's random. I don't think you can sell it either. It's just sad,
Hi.
but...
if there's anything I can help you with.
Oh, with components you can't buy. Oh, nice.
We've just received some exciting new products. Have a look. Hi, welcome to the store.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the military components are completely gone now. Like you can't buy them in game, which is one of the reasons why they're wiping. So the best components in game are going to be unavailable for players.
Hi, welcome.
You have to find them, scavenge them, or earn them.
We just got a few new items in, so hi, make sure to check them out.
Feel free to take a look around. We've got a pretty good selection.
See anything you like?
Jesus Christ, shut the fuck
Hi,
up.
yeah.
Is there anything I can help you with?
What you see is what we got. And before you ask, no, there's... What?
Anything decent here? They got the true hold attachment. That's weird. Oh, they're selling fuses as well. Sunflare, Iron Burst, Buddhist Drift, Store Alls, Scrapper Modules. Alright, so we're gonna go with systems, power plants. So solar flare is C. Ion
We've
Burst.
just received some exciting new products.
Starburn might be a good one.
Yeah.
A civilian, size 2. How much is that? 100K? I'll take your whole stock. Nothing decent here. I think the shield generators were very good, were they? Size 3. The Rampart, not bad.
That's pretty much everything we got.
Okay. Oh, gun. There's a ship gun store up there, too.
What?
We just got a few new items in, so make sure to check them out.
Have a look.
Yeah, not all stock components are bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, thanks for coming in.
So I've got a size 3s.
What you see is what we got. And before you ask, no, there's nothing else in the back room.
Gonna buy 4 of these.
Hi, welcome. Hi, welcome to the store. Hi.
Okay.
Let me know if there's anything.
We just
We've
got
got a
a
lot
few
of
new
variety.
items in, so make sure
Take
to
your
check
time
them
and
out.
have a look. Hi, thanks for coming in.
We're still good here.
Hey.
That's this direction. There you are.
We just got a few new items in, so make sure to check them out. Hi, welcome to the store.
Hey, Vols. They've got minimum power buy-in where the military has precise dialing. That looks like a player.
Welcome
All right.
to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
So if we're gonna be doing dumb shit in Pyro, we'll do dumb shit with the right vehicle.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the please visit.
No. I find it weird that people are saying that Master Modes is gone. Because Master Modes isn't gone, y'all. Yeah. It's changing, but... I doubt we're going to see the new changes they want to do until they have Quantum Boost in, because that's why they were changing it. Crash. Nav mode is gone. There is no more nav mode. It's SCM and quantum travel. That's it. And quantum boost. There we go.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
All right, bad boy. When to store you. There we go.
Welcome to the Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Hey, Paul, let's say CIG gives you full creative control over ship getting it added to the starcitizen, start to finish. What would you design? I've answered this many times. A police ship. The Bebop. But done by Crusader. A ship that's large enough to carry a single small ship. Doesn't have many guns, mostly defensive guns, but it mostly has prison locations, like maybe like prison cells, and a large bank of prisoner pods, as well as an interrogation room where you can like interrogate people or hold people. I mean, the Brutus is the other one, but I would kill for the for that. I just don't think like there's plenty of gunships that exist right now. Like adding another gunship to the game won't change anything, but I think a police ship, basically a medium bounty hunter ship or a large bounty hunter ship, would be a little bit better. Crash? A paddy wagon, yeah. More like a mobile police precinct. Something where a handful of bounty hunters could operate, but it would be operated by NPCs as like a place where you could drop off... Oop, resync. So Millennium Falcon can't carry parasite fighters. Bebop, but PDCs rather than guns above size 3. That would be a good idea, yeah. Basically, maybe like one defensive gun, but most of it is just PDCs. That'd be interesting. A police cutter tender? Yeah, kinda. No, it's happened every so often. It happens when you desync really hard from the server. Like right now, I'm trying to... Let's wait for the program to respond. I might be done for today. I know I haven't streamed for very long, but like I said, it's getting late for me. We'll hang out and talk for a little bit, though. Only law enforcement instead of Navy? Yeah, kinda. Much Karen and Pyro, I'm happy. No matter what, I'm still going to say send it, eat it. Because this is the sort of thing that's going to happen whether it's releases in 2 weeks or releases in 3 months. This is the thing that's going to be meeting us for 4.0 Live. These sorts of weird issues. But they'll get worked out in time. What issues? Crashes the desktop like that? Or better yet, a version of the cat that's a prison. That could work. Yeah, they're not even Karens for prosperity. They're the HOA. They're Karens for the HOA. Get to 0K. Karens for annexation. Karens for gentrification. That's what they are. Paul, did you finish Shave Stanton? I did. We're gonna do office hours tomorrow, but we can kind of talk a little bit before we end the night. Because like if I try to fight Star Citizen right now while everyone's trying to jump in, I feel like I'm just gonna sit here and fight it for another hour and a half. So I'm like, you know, let's just hang out for like 20 more minutes. At least the Frontier Fighters with basically Batman and Butcher form. Butcher from the Boys combined. I'd like that. Yes, I like them better. Is it Wave 3? Wave 3 and 4, if I remember correctly. It's both Wave 3 and 4, both really. So basically Wave 4. They went from Wave 2 to Wave 4. Yeah, it's not unusual. I can't imagine the number of people in Wave 3 versus Wave 4 is that much different. But it's clear, and they've even stated that they want to go into a wave all by the weekend. And again, CIG, the last chance for CIG to delay 4.0 officially was today, and they didn't. And they're actually releasing marketing material for 4.0. 4.0 is coming out next week. Scream, wail, gnash, whatever, it's coming out next week. Will it be buggy? Oh yeah. Will it be problematic? Oh yeah. The only hope I have is that they get it out early enough so that they can hotfix it before they go on break. You hope not? Oh Lord, it is coming. It's gonna be yeeted out quickly. Now, I don't like calling it 3.18 version 2 because I think that's fear-mongering. 4.0 is not going to be 3.18. It's going to break in new and unique ways. The other thing that's different from 3.18 is that CIG actually has a hotfix system now, so they can fix a lot of things much faster than they could with 3.18. They've learned a lot from 3.18, and the hope is that it'll release buggy, but they'll fix some of the problems and put it out eventually. No, it's not ready. Need another month to cook. Doesn't matter if you got another month. Midgards, it doesn't matter if you got another month. It doesn't matter if it has 3 months. Star Citizen 4.0 would be as buggy in a month as it is now. It is literally, they just literally don't have the amount of enough concurrency in the PTU for the amount of time they need to fix all the issues they need. Which is the reason why I said, if you are sensitive to bugs, if you are frustrated easily by Star Citizen, take the couple weeks off. I'll see you in January. Just do not force yourself to play 4.0. If you've been holding your off to be like, listen, I'll play 4.0 on my time when 4.0 is live. Cool. I'll see you in 4.1 or 4.0.1. Like, do not, I repeat, do not play this at 4.0 at launch when it comes out next week. If you are hypersensitive to bugs, because it will break. It will crash on you. It will not work properly for the first week. Don't they do this every year? Are we surprised? Sometimes they delay it, or they put it into OpenPTU, or they skim it down to like basically using the last code base and just sort of doing some new things here and there. The end of the year is always sort of a slapdash version. Exactly. They can take 6 months fixing it in the PTU. As soon as those hits live, all those patches have to be redone. That was the lesson that I took away from 3.18, at least. A lot of people said they're talking about 3.18. If this is 3.18 version 2, then send it out now. I don't want to see this thing being ironed out over the course of 3 months only to release buggy anyways. It's not a good look for 4.0 release, no matter what. It was the 4.0 is going to release in this state, QPan. It's just the way it is. First week of live is always like Wave 6 PTU. Hopefully CIG gets better, but it's going to be with whatever it is. Oh god, Daymar Rally 4.0 will be wild. Yeah, I think they'll do okay, because I think 4.0.1 should be out by then. It would have been better if 4.0 released in the summer like they wanted to, in August like they wanted to, because no matter what, it would have still been buggy, but it would have been, you know, summer is a little bit different because people going back to work from school or going back to school, you know, the summer's off. It's because it's the end of the summer, so it's like people aren't like taking time off and that kind of stuff for it. So it'd be like, well, I got to do other things. I'll get back to working on this, and, you know, we'll come back to playing it later. And CIG would be, less people would be off, would be more focused on it, but that's just how it worked. You look forward to Nyx in 4.1? I don't know if Nyx will be in 4.1. I think Nyx will be 4.2. 4.1 is March, and I would suggest Nyx is probably more like going to be like May of next year. Really that soon? Yeah. That soon. That's 6 months from now, Bo. And they already started working on it like 3 months ago. It's just a system that can make a star system. That's not difficult for them to do. And the thing about Nyx is, from the lore perspective, Nyx is nothing. There's just nothing there. It's a dark nebula, a asteroid base, which we call Levski, which we call Delamore, where Levski's at, and a bunch of dead planets. And I know people are like, well, Pyro changed. Nyx isn't going to change. It doesn't mean it doesn't matter. It's because its theming doesn't really match. Nyx is mostly empty, which will allow for more player sandbox, but it's also less chaotic than Pyro, so it won't be as valuable. It'll be like a low stakes, low security system. We need scanning for Nyx, which is why they've been working on it all summer. From the monthly reports, if you've been watching me read the monthly reports, you'll know that they've been working on the scanning system since July. They just haven't talked about it in PT or in any of the systems yet, which is weird in my opinion. But I'm assuming that we'll start hearing about that in the new year with ISC and such. Aren't there also Angry Vandal in Nyx 2? Eventually, after Squadron 42 releases, it's going to be where they're going to have instance Vandal fighting. So that's really what's going to be there, is to fight the Vandal. That'll be its main pitch. That'll be its instance content, at least. I just didn't think Nyx would be coming that quick. CIG is going to be firing on all cylinders. I don't think that... Well, I'll reiterate this. I'll back up it like this. I think CIG is planning for Nyx in 4.2. Just like they were planning 4.0 this last summer. So, it's so possible, but it's also more likely to come in like August, like a 4.3 release. It really depends on a lot of factors about how rough 4.0 is when it hits live, how much work they have to do to fix it, how much work is it going to do to bring in engineering and all the stuff they cut, what else do you want to add, that sort of thing. And then I would guess that Castro will be in June or May 2026. I think it's planned for the end of the year by CIG, at least into their internal guest estimates based off of what we saw, but it's likely not coming into like Invictus. That's actually a really cool addition, is to have Invictus come in 4.6. You know, like June of next year, because Castra coming into Invictus. They match up together. I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot of that drop content come in for 4.1, but it's not enough for its own patch, so they'll just add the other stuff they've been working on for 4.0 or for 4.1. And we're gonna kick their asses. You're damn straight. I don't know if this works. Let me double check this. Testing. Double check this. Testing. No, it's not working.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers.
No pew-pews.
But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Obi 2447 just resubscribed for 14 months. What it is, Lord Daddy?
Hello? Okay, good. Thank you so much for that 14 months. All right, now let me see if this works. Hello? Hello?
Let me see if this is wrong somehow. There we go. Let me see if this is wrong somehow. There we go.
In response to Loken.
Yes, brother. Yes, we are. We will purge the Xenos. The filthy Xenos.
We'll have great performance by the time Nyx drops because most of the normies will bail for GTA 6. We'll see. Now they'll push Nyx next year, Castor by CitizenCon, and then gameplay push for the following year so they don't get hammered by critics after Squadron 404. I think that's the plan, because I think Squadron 42 coming out next year or in 2026 is going to be, my guess would be early 2026, but we'll see. Nah, Vastin, I think Squadron 42 is going to do well. I think it really depends on when it drops. If it drops in an empty field where there is no one on either side that's close enough to eat its hype, I think it'll do very well. It's unfortunate that CIG has delayed it so long as they have, because like GTA 6 is coming out at some point, and CIG cannot like afford to do that, because drop around GTA 6, because they need normies to play the game, not people like us. They need people who haven't invested in the game yet. So they can't drop it in a time when people are going to be already spending their money on one thing. Specifically for console. Yes, specifically for console, but it doesn't matter. It's not about console, it's about attention. Gaming industry press doesn't matter anymore. No, but the industry can generate buzz on social media, and social media is really what matters. Because the thing is that the people who tap into a lot of the game zeitgeist are like YouTubers, YouTube media critics, who are more impactful, streamers as well. So if streamers and YouTubers are talking about a game, and you know, people playing, or people on social media talking about it and sharing clips and stuff like that, then that will do a lot to promote the game. Yeah, Squad 42 is going to come back pretty meh, because the majority of people want to play a game, not press A through cinematics for 3 hours. That's not how Squad 42 is, but okay. I'd also disagree with some of that statement. If you look at the comments and also the views on Squadron 42's preview, seems like the majority of people there were wowed the fuck off. They were absolutely captivated by it. Yeah, and Kojima says hi. And there's you, couldn't care less. Yes, but Killjack, you're already part of the Star Citizen cult. Like, they need people who are normal people who just play video games to get invested in that story. The thing that is important to note when it comes to things like Squadron is that what we saw was the narrative introduction to the game. And based off of what we've seen through the other parts of the game that they've showed off, once we get beyond this big narrative introduction, what you're starting to experience then is going to be less narrative, like heavy cutscenes, and more cutscenes that involve your character. Briefings, discussions with other people, something more akin to like Mass Effect from what we've seen. So like the number of cutscenes drops dramatically as you play, and then goes back up, my guess, at the end of the game when you have the big climactic fights and stuff like that. Yeah, they're doing a lot of exposition and front loading for that tutorial, and a good way of putting this, and this is going to sound weird, there is not one tutorial in Squadron 42. There is 3. The first 3 hours of the game are tutorial, but they're also narrative. They get you introduced into the world, they teach you how the game works, and each of those 3 hours has a specific theme to it. You know what the preview did? It took me, a hardened Star Citizen fan and backer who couldn't care less for Squadron 42, and made me absolutely salivate for it. It made me want to know more about the lore and the world than I already did. It's going to blow people's minds. As somebody who's sunk way too many hours in the lore, it is really good, well-shaped universe. It's a lot more morally gray because it's based off of aliens and Blade Runner. So like the universe is morally gray, but there are good and bad people in it. I'll be honest, I like this universe more than Star Wars. That's because the Star Citizen doesn't have like 60 years of baggage attached to it. It has 4 writers who are all in the same room together talking. So it's more consistent, and it has much less amounts of like information about it. I love the moral grave Star Citizen. Feels more grounded as a result for me. More of an, okay, I can see this being a future. Yeah. I mean, for me, knowing that Dave Haddock, the lead narrative designer, was a lead writer, is a huge fan of horror, told me everything I needed to know. Dave Haddock being a horror fan is like, I get it. I understand it. Anybody who is a horror fan, I'm not one myself, but I'm married to one. And so as a result, I've been exposed to a lot of horror. The one thing I can say about horror narratives is that horror narratives are literally every narrative. The best horror narratives are not horror. There's something else, and then it turns into horror. You know, a happy-go-lucky summer camp that turns into horror. A fun teen drama that turns into horror. a gripping family drama that turns into horror. Aliens is a good example of that. It's an action movie that goes so hard back into horror after the beginning action movie that you forgot that it was an action movie. That's Alien, but yeah, same thing. The horror is a stowaway that sneaks aboard your rom-com or teen flick. Exactly. So because of that narrative, because horror is basically everything but like twisted, your typical stories but twisted in some way, you'll notice that a lot of people who do things like comedies do really good horror and stuff like that. It means that you have to know how all of the other genres work. How do characters work? Because if you don't give a shit about the characters in a horror movie, you are not invested in the horror movie. Like, characters are the most important thing in a horror movie or any horror fiction because you have to care about them living. And we're all cynical fucks. So if somebody annoys us on our screen, we want them to die. So you have to build character. You have to make the audience give a shit about the people you're interacting with or the people you're watching in order for them to be invested in the film or the story. And knowing that Dave Haddock has to know the genres and also has to be able to write good characters. The whiny shopkeepers. We want to punch them. The first Halo game. Yeah, no, that's actually that's a perfect example because it's heavily based off of Aliens. It's a sci-fi military shooter that turns into a fucking zombie apocalypse. Well, it's a Bungie classic though. That's how Bungie works. Marathon was the same way. Marathon started off as a Doom clone. You're just a space marine fighting aliens, and you slowly realize that you're actually in a Philip K. Dick novel because it's about 2 AIs fighting each other over control of the Marathon, and it's fucking trippy as shit when they start talking to each other. I will say that CIG or that Squad 42 does pull that move. That narrative turn where you think you're playing something else and it turns onto something else as you're playing it. I think it's a good thing. It might be a little jarring for people. I think that's probably going to be the biggest complaint that people have about it when it comes out. For those of you who don't know, I have spoiled the shit out of myself for the entirety of the start of the Squad 42 narrative. Now, I don't know all of the beat for beat plot points, but I know the broad overarching plot points and some of the characters you meet. I'm not going to spoil everything, and I don't want to spoil anyone necessarily, but I do also want to set expectations properly. System shock. Yeah. Later, Fred. I used to find their version of the future terribly nihilistic and depressing, but recently it's just realism. Yeah. Demo made Vandal waifu look weak. They're supposed to be monsters, not bullet fodder. They're supposed to be able to take more bullets. I hope they kind of dial that in for sure. It's kind of odd to see someone that likes Star Citizen not care about look forward to Squadron 42. I'm new to this community, and the Squadron 42 trailer from last year is what got me to this game. So there's a lot of folks who got into the game pre-2020 who only know about Star Citizen. In fact, there's probably not an insignificant number of people in chat right now who specifically backed for Star Citizen and didn't know about Squadron 42 until years after they backed, because CIG hasn't done anything to promote it. And I do think that we'll see more people, we'll start to see a divide in the community, because we'll see a lot of people hop in with Squadron who are not interested at all in Star Citizen. And there'll be people who play Star Citizen who already are bitter and will continue to be bitter that Squadron is taking attention or, other things away from them. And eventually the Squadron 42 people will be like, we want our DLC. We want our second game. Where is it, CIG? Why are you wasting your time on this MMO that we don't give a fuck about? I think there's still probably 60% of everybody who plays Star Citizen or Squadron 42 will also be interested in the other game. But I still think there's going to have its hardcore extremists. Question, Paul, you would say Squadron 42 is fascism sim, the troops edition, or would you actually be somewhat enthusiastic, or should I be somewhat enthusiastic? Because Wing Commander is definitely the first thing. Based off the story, it definitely has... It's Wing Commander 4 more than it is Wing Commander 1. If you remember the story of Wing Commander 4. There's definitely, Starship Troopers, rah, 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 victory sort of things going on with it. But there's the more nuance to it. I don't think you're going to sit there and be like, revolution, overthrow the government, brothers and sisters, comrades. But I also don't think it's going to be like UE can do nothing wrong kind of situation. I was interested in Squadron right after the Kickstarter. It was just, well, okay, if I have to, about the MMO, yeah. I will say that the story is good, but don't expect the best narrative experience in all of video games. It will have its fans, and it will definitely have its detractors, but I do think that the story is good, and it's going to be carried by its characters. It's a good universe with good characters that are into some cliche shit. And from what I've heard from squawking inside CIG, from the people I know at CIG, so Half-Life 2 is a big inspiration for them. There's definitely people who are really interested in the puzzle mechanics. The level designers are really, really careful about what they're doing. They really are interested in fleshing out the world that they're building in, and to make sure everything's pathing correctly. The dogfighting is fun. It's really fun, and the enemies are challenging and dynamic. What we saw was like one enemy type, because like in the future you're also going to be fighting pirates and slavers and smugglers and other things like that. So there's going to be a lot more dynamic to the NPCs. There'll be a lot more, why the fuck do they do that sort of thing. Squadron 42 is supposed to be a fundraiser for the PU. Once it's released, I don't want to hear about it anymore. It's going to get a sequel. It's a 3-game deal. We're going to see more about it. So, for those of you who are wondering, kind of wrapping this up, basically, how I have seen how CIG is doing it and how they've talked about it, what I can best gather is that CIG plans on doing Squadron 42, and once they have Squadron 42 done, they're going to take the framework of Squadron 42 and use it to build the second game, so that it's going to require minimal resources to do so. They're just going to focus on things like motion capture, cutscenes, level design, not like building a brand new combat system, which is one of the reasons why most of the resources have been going to Squadron, is because they're building the basic systems, which are now being ported back to Star Citizen. And any new technologies or things that they want to add to Squadron, they're going to develop in Star Citizen first. So Star Citizen is going to flip to becoming the sort of melting pot experiment zone for Squadron. So we're going to get a lot of the new stuff that comes in for Star Citizen will eventually be moved over to Squadron. Probably a lot of the balanced flight mechanics. So Squadron 42 is probably going to play differently. Part 2 is going to play differently than Part 1, because Part 1 is without our input, and Part 2 is going to be with our input with Star Citizen. And then they want to do a Squadron 42 single-player style experience once every 2 years. That's old data from Aaron Roberts, but so far, all of that old data has matched up with what they plan on doing. So my guess is they're going to do maybe one DLC or a couple of big patches for the first Squadron 42. And then Part 2 will be announced for at least 2028 or 2029 release. And then they'll do they'll release Part 2 around then. Four 4.0 current build is witchcraft. All of a sudden, there's no interaction delay. I want to know who's responsible for this. So, like Half-Life Episode 2, Episode 1, Episode 2, only longer, because Star Citizen or Squadron 42 1 is 30 to 40 hours. And so I imagine Part 2 is going to be about the same, with Part 3 is going to be about the same. Because for those of you who don't know, originally Squadron 42 was one story. And as someone pointed out, when Aaron got brought on board to help with the project, Aaron took a look at the gigantic fucking shooting script and said, that's too long, and cut it up into 3 different pieces. And Aaron's statements about doing one every 2 years seems to match up with when Aaron ran the studio that did the Lego games. I can't remember the name of it. That was their sort of release style. Was like every 2 years they do a new game. So my guess was that once they had the base, they understood the base engine that they were working with and the assets they had, they probably had different teams inside that studio that were working on the different projects at different times. Obviously smaller in scale than Squadron 42, but still similar mentality. Traveler's Tales, thank you, yeah. Yeah, a lot of let me look up the name of them. Yeah, it seems about right. Yeah. So yeah, Aaron wasn't in charge of Traveler's Tales, but I think he was part of the Lego team at Traveler's Tales. Will we encounter the Vandal in the PU? Yes. It'll probably be after Squadron 42 releases, though. And so I think what CIG is likely going to do is this next year, we've talked about how it's a make or break it year. I think it is the final make it or break it year for CIG. Now that they have all of their team on Star Citizen, or most of the team on Star Citizen, especially the gameplay teams, and they've got all of the back end, most or basically the back end completely in place, all they're going to do is just push. How will CIG sustain server costs and other bills after Squadron 42 release? Will ships remain in the pledge store? They will, but that's also why they're doing the single player games. One of the things that I dislike with the community, because the community doesn't seem to get this, is that they think that Squadron 42's development is separate from Star Citizen's development. And while it is, it also isn't. The developers who work on Squadron also work on Star Citizen and vice versa. It uses the same engine. It uses the same assets. It uses the same base code. Everything that's in Squadron is in Star Citizen. The major differences between the two is that as of right now, Star Citizen doesn't have cutscenes. As of right now. Be prepared. I wouldn't be surprised if they started using some cutscenes for some of the major story elements, especially the main story of Star Citizen might have a little bit of the Chris Roberts pizzazz in it. Kojima-fy this bitch. Yeah. They don't talk about being reassigned from one to another, implying they were working on one and are now working on the other. I think it's fair to argue Squadron 42 dev causes delays in PU. It does, but to claim that the Squadron 42 devs or Squadron 42 development is not for Star Citizen is disingenuous. So like, when you say, "Oh, we're putting all this money into Star Citizen or into Squadron 42," it doesn't have any impact. Or say, for instance, Squadron 42 sells a lot. That money is only going to go back into Squadron 42's development, but it's not. It's the same development studio. Every penny they make from Squadron 42 is going to go into the hiring the devs and keeping the studio open, including the devs who are working on Star Citizen. It's not like it's a separate pot that comes out of nowhere. So those profits will go to keeping Star Citizen up. That's one of the ways they were planning on keeping Star Citizen alive for as long as possible, is continuing to release single player experiences which they can sell using the engine they've already developed with Star Citizen to build in the Star Citizen universe. So things like Squadron 42, 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much there, Buster, for that raid. Welcome, everyone, from Buster Stream. My name is Paul, Berserker01, Batman Child, your humble host and space bartender here. TheAstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a good one for you. How you doing? We're actually coming towards the end. I'm having a little bit of buggy issues, and I didn't want to try to fight it for now. Yeah, I was just saying, we're talking about, like, the way that CIG is probably going to at least mostly supplement Squadron or Star Citizen development is by releasing single player games, because they can release them faster and easier than MMOs and use a lot of the stuff they do in the MMOs on top of that. Caught up on a face request? Nice. What non-combat oriented gameplay is being brought back in Star Citizen, and what those gameplays be further along without Squadron 42 in the mix? That's a good question. I talked with CIG developers, and they did say that salvaging is in Squadron 42, for instance. So like salvage as a mechanic is a Squadron 42 mechanic that they developed in Squadron 42 first, and then brought it over to Star Citizen. Same with mining. Both of those were part because they wanted to develop this next part is my supposition. They wanted to develop the game. They knew they were going to have to do mining and salvage in Star Citizen eventually. So they built it in Squadron 42 first so they could test it. And then when they felt comfortable with it, they moved it to Star Citizen. So like the mining you see in Squadron isn't faked. It's just Star Citizen's mining. Same with salvage. That's the reason why salvage was being talked about, and then it had like a delay of like 6 months after it was already being talked about. I actually asked some of the people I know at CIG, it's like, why is that? And they're like, because it's in Squadron. They're just like, what? It's like, yeah, it's a Squadron asset. We have to port it from Squadron, so it has to get like through that process. Took some salt from my shaker. Yeah. I mean, that's the theory as well about why the Rock DS exists, is that the Rock DS was built for some sort of possible side mission where you have to go mining as the way of like gaining trust from some local miners or something like that. Because it just popped out of fucking nowhere. Why would we do mining and salvaging in Squadron? Because Squadron is not just a combat game. There's a lot of like things you'll do. Like one of the main locations that Squadron takes place in is a place called Archon Station, which is a Shubin mining facility in Odin, where they will be actively mining in that area. There's need for a flashback scene. Well, also, for instance, what would happen if, say, you're playing Squadron and, because this is Chris Roberts and CIG we're talking about, you're playing Squadron and you're fighting some raiders in a mine. You know, like you're going to liberate a mine for Shubin because they're being attacked by a pirate gang, say like OMC's attacking them. So you go in and you clear them out. And just for fun, you see one of the dead miners has dropped his mining tool. So you go over and pick up the mining tool and you see a shiny rock and you say, I wonder if I can mine with this. And you turn on the mining tool and activate it, and it mines the rock. If you didn't play Star Citizen, you wouldn't know that you could use that tool to mine. Doesn't really help you in the game, but a lot of people would be like, oh, fuck. Holy shit, really? You can fucking mine in this game? Verisimilitude, yes. There's also things like, my guess with salvage specifically is combat patch-ups. Because one of the big sort of draws, they've talked about this a little bit, is they actually did this in a developer commentary, is that they're developing their levels in the game to be less linear and more arena. So like the senator's daughter has been captured. This doesn't actually happen. It's just kind of like an example. Senator's daughter is captured and she's on the space station being held by pirates. Your job is to rescue her. Okay, how? I don't fucking care. Rescue her. How do you rescue her? Because there's a great developer's commentary from the Vertical Slice with Sean Tracy and Aaron and Todd Pappy and Chris Roberts. They're talking about their sort of mentality of developing these games. And the idea is that your approach to solve a problem is entirely up to you. And they just want to build an area that allows you for those different approaches. Come on, this is a military game. That mining tool is for digging latrines, and that melting tool is a set shovel and trenching tool. Exactly. No, not Dr. Armstrong. Do you think there'll be level gear scaling? There might be. I mean, Star Citizen's going to have some of those gear aspects, so I wouldn't be surprised if they put some of that in there. Though that may be something they've saved for part 2. Now that once they have it more fleshed out in Star Citizen. There are mentions, at least in the vertical slice, of them changing up your loadout. So like this is like kind of like Ace Combat, where you'll be able to like switch up your gun loadout and your equipment loadout depending on what you have. So I wouldn't be surprised if CIG did some sort of light salvage mechanic where you can find material, and if you find material and extract with that material, like say modified shield generators or power plants, that you could then use those in your ships afterwards, because that's very, again, Squadron 42 coded, because that's just how the special snowflakes of Squadron 42 work. Hello, F7X. So, like, that's not confirmed. That's just spitballing. I could see CIG doing that. Maybe not for Squadron 42 1, but maybe for 2. But there's definitely a loadout, like, options you can do. Secret weapons over Normandy-style ship choices for certain combat ops would be neat. You mean the F7 Jalopy? You want to get a bigger ship in the UE than Stanton, which is a hangar and fits 2 fighters. It already has 2 Gladiuses. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Is Squadron still planned as 3 episodes? As far as I know, yes. In your humble opinion, this is all 10 years down the road? My dude, Squadron 42 is coming out in 2 years. I know. Squadron 42 is always 2 years away. No, it's coming out in 2 years. Is Soldiers of the Planet 3 episodes? Yes, that is currently the plan, as far as I know. Well, a year and a few months. Yeah, we don't know exactly when in 2026. My guess would be June of 2026, but I have heard rumblings of February 2026. Hey, Escape.
Hey, a tip.
Escap, super chatted $4.99. I would have buy a Kraken immediately if they added missions with Rhys Davies where he drops LOTR and Indiana Jones references.
I don't know if they would, but that'd be great. Thank you so much for that $5 there, Escape. He's an interesting character. I forgot his character's name, but he's an interesting character. John Rice Davis' character. I will say the one thing that's really funny is old man Colton is he has 3 moods. He has 3 phases. One phase is respect and tactical. That man, he's like, let's do this job. We're I'm a professional soldier. Let's do this job. The other mode is I am too fucking old for this. I am far too old for this. All of you are too young. I am done with you. And the third is, what the fuck did I just see? He is either surprised as shit, grumbling, or locked in. Those are the 3 states that Mark Hamill is in this game. So he is old. Yeah, I mean, his name is Old Man for a reason, but... And John Rice Davies' character is very, hey, buddy, how's it going? Oh, right, yeah, that thing. Ooh, hey, remember the old times? Oh yeah, we can do this. Well, it's a little complicated. The civilian's life's a lot complicated than the military, man. You know. So Mark character's basically Bjorn the Fell-Handed. That's a good example. Yes, that or like awakened. What's his name? Rabute Gilliman after he came back. That's just kind of like, okay. Solo from Indiana Jones without the accent. Less jovial. More of a, like, he's more low key in this one. Rona Mitra is a hard ass. She is up your butt from day one and will never get out of your ass. But she's also like fiercely loyal to her crew and to the captain. Like she will fuck shit up kind of thing. And then Captain White, aka Liam Cunningham, is a very somber man. He reminds me of the classic sort of sea captain, professional sea captain, married to the sea sort of thing. Like he's a spacer. He started his career on the Stanton. He'll end his career on the Stanton. He's been in frigates his whole fucking career and he'll never fucking leave it, you know? The best character in the game, however, is Eugene Morrow, Chief Engineer Eugene Morrow. That man is the heart of the entire fucking story. Webb is good too, though. Webb and Morrow play off each other as kind of like Abbott and Costello, kinda. They're kind of the heart of the story, because Webb is an engineer, but she mostly works on the fighters. So he's not really the heart of the story. He's kind of the heart of the crew, but he's like the lightheartedness, you know. Is 4.0 coming out on the 15th? We don't know exactly when it's coming out. It's not for 15th Sunday, right? So not 15th. The earliest it'd come out is the 16th. Probably more like the 17th or 18th. I think they're shooting for the middle of next week, because if they can get it in the middle of next week, they can have at least enough time for a hot fix. The good cat, bad cat duality. Webb is played by Kick-Ass's what's her name? She's the girl from Kick-Ass. Was what she did before. She's the one who's crying about in one of the trailers. Petty Officer Webster, Chief Mechanic. Oh, that's her. Yeah. It's filled with lots of stuff. The chick from who played I'm forgetting blanking her name. It's another Game of Thrones actress. She was the Iron Islands pirate. sister of the guy who ended up getting his balls cut off. Reek, forgot his name. That actress. She's a, I think she's in Squadron 42. She's one of the Squadron 42 flight pilots. She might be a more of a bad person. I don't know. One of the OMC. But we'll see. Now I'm talking about all this stuff, and I'm like, I know all of this other information's in my head, and I'm like, oh, what if that's gonna be cool? Oh, fuck, I can't tell them that. Oh, but what about? Nope, can't tell them that either. Oh, but that, nope. Shut the fuck up, Paul. Shut the fuck up. Do not ruin it for them. They took everything? Yeah, I don't remember his name. Whoever that guy is, I can't remember. You know who I'm talking about. That sister. I can't remember the name of the character from that, but yeah. And then Michael Keaton is a shadowy bounty hunter. No spoilers, Paul. I know. Gemma Welland, yes, she's in Squadron. The biggest surprise that I got, and I don't know if it's still the case, they probably will remove him because they do want to add him in Squadron 42 and Star Citizen as well, is oh, thank you so much for that raid there, Becky. You came in toward the end, but thank you so much for that. Welcome, everyone. My name is Paul Berserker on Batman Show, your humble host, Space Bartender here at the AstroPub. Your Space Bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Get a good one for you. Saint Vega, I see another person's been watching Dan to Dan. The banana organs. Yeah. This is sort of a leak, not really a leak, not really a spoiler, because he's a very minor character in Squadron. But Peter Capaldi is in Squadron 42, the 12th Doctor. Peter Capaldi plays one of the best characters in the verse. He plays Parker Terrell. Yeah, he plays the Alex Jones. He plays the guy who is like a conspiracy theorist. And it's perfect for Peter Capaldi. I'm gonna play some Red J. So this is Red J's take on him with the plain truth Bishop's betrayal. Here,
There's an old saying that history will be the judge, but I say why wait? I'm Parker Terrell, and this is the plain truth. It's been about 3 weeks now since the attack on Aramis, and I know a lot of you have been waiting to hear my take on things. Been wanting to know if I am having the same uneasy feeling and suspicions as you.
Imagine this in Peter Capaldi's voice.
I think 3 weeks is long enough to not only allow the government to have their official word, for them to make speeches and promises, but more importantly, it has been time enough for the truth of what transpired that day to begin to come to light as well. Everyone agrees that what happened in Vega was a tragedy, me included. But I think the real tragedy is more than just the horrible destruction and death of that day. The atrocious attack by the Vanduul finally showed us just how corrupt and morally bankrupt our supposed leaders have become. Before we get into the thick of it, I want to say a few things first. You don't go around exposing the truth as long as I have without realizing that misfortunes like what happened in Vega are different from a politician's lying or a corruption of a corporation betraying its customers, and need to be treated as such. Real people died that day in Vega, and I'll bet that many of you out there have suffered personal loss or know someone who has. The things I'm going to say, I don't want them to belittle what you all must be feeling. I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to imply that the horrible events that transpired on the 5th are somehow less meaningful.
Just imagine that, but in Peter Capaldi's voice. Do this with Ken Burns. Well, I mean, it's Peter Capaldi, so it's I'm sure it's more, you know, very Peter Capaldi, you know. But when he gets excited, you know, he does the excited Peter Capaldi voice, you know, yeah. Or a guest on Coast to Coast. So yeah, like a lot of stuff in Star Citizen. Parker Trail is inspired by Alex Jones, but he's not Alex Jones. He is a unique amalgam of George Norrie, Alex Jones. Who's the guy who actually discovered Bob Lazar, the investigative reporter from Las Vegas? I don't know if Knowledge Lambo's so here. He probably knows that guy. I'm only sort of tangentially involved in that universe. Check a TV show In the Thick of It. Not George Norrie. George Norrie is the host of Coast to Coast. I like Matt Smith as a doctor, honestly, but yeah. The guy with the eye patch? No, I don't think he has an eye patch. Not Art Bell. George Knapp. There it is. George Knapp. Thank you, Demon Falls. Yeah, George Knapp. I looked him up just now. It's like, oh yeah, George Knapp. He's kind of like George Knapp meets Alex Jones. Like, he legitimately was a writer for a newspaper. Parker Terrell was. He was a really good investigative journalist. He distrusted the government. He always distrusted the government. So he always kind of had a bit of a rebel outsider streak because he's from Terra. And after he pulled the disappearing act, trying to investigate something, and basically was, you know, faked his death or something like that, he quit his job and started his own company and did the Plain Truth and that sort of thing. So he kind of is a George Knapp if he took a turn for Alex Jones. How do I move my crewman from the pilot seat to the gunnery control seat? For what? For X4? There's a control panel somewhere you can tell them to do that. I don't know if you can do that in the thick of things though, because I don't think they can move until you're landed. I remember there being like an orders wheel you could do. It's been a while since I played X4, but I sunk hours, like tens of hours into X4. Not like what some people do who can create crazy things, but we got a couple things coming up. I'm gonna wrap this up so I can go to bed. But I will say sorry for the kind of talking it towards the end rather than gameplay. But you know me, did some lore stuff there. I am going to be putting together a system survey for Pyro, and it's going to be thick, super in depth. And I'm going to do another system survey for Stanton as well. There will be there are basically 5 videos which are going to be out in the next 2 months. The next one's going to be system survey for Pyro. After Pyro is going to be the story of Star Citizen, and then a short primer for the BattleTech universe / MechWarrior universe. Those 2 will probably be at the end of this year, early next year. And then I've got one video on the Hurstons, and the 5th and 6th video are the complete history of Star Citizen Part 5, and the 6th is the combination video of complete history of Star Citizen lore 1 through 5 to put together, where I fix some of the errors here and there. I'll go through and fix some of the errors here and there, and mostly just sort of patch up things and tie them together a little bit better. How dare this lore guy get sidetracked on lore? But I'm definitely going to... X4 is getting a new flight model from the former CIG guy, isn't it? Yes, they are, which is great. But starting in the new year, I'm probably not going to have a lot of those videos be released in January. So I'm going to have at least 1, if not 2 videos before now and the end of the year. And then in January, I'm going to get a couple of those videos done. Well, over the break, I'm going to get a couple of those videos done. And then I'm going to put them for Patreons, and they'll be released for everybody else in like mid-January, late January, mid-February, so I can sort of bank them. And I'm going to start doing that, where I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 videos a month, and I'm going to pile them up in certain areas, because starting in January and February, interest in Star Citizen is generally going to dip, and then it'll pop back up in April, like late March, early April. So as a result, I'm going to have a few videos, but not a ton, and I might like go off and do my Warhammer 40k video, or another video on BattleTech or Titanfall or MechWarrior, or other things like that. So just keep that in mind. And for the regular stuff, starting in January, all of the Captain's Table videos going live will be going to the Captain's Table podcast video channel. I wanted to get more things out there, but I've been sidetracked with work and other things like that, so it just takes a long time to sit down and upload. So I'm going to continue the uploads here shortly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a bunch. I'm going to finish uploading some of the older stuff, and then I'm going to... Well, I'm going to upload the... I think I've got 2016, 2017 done. I'm going to upload the 2018 stuff. Once I upload the 2018 stuff, I'm going to start uploading stuff every day from this year. And the 2019, 20, 21, 22, and 23 videos, I will upload in bulk with almost no information, and unlisted. So that way they don't like ruin the upload schedule, so people can kind of get used to the pattern of what's going on. And then when the new year hits, I'm going to relist all of them. So that way, just so if you're following that, you will see 400 videos pop up all of a sudden on your feed and then disappear. And then starting in the new year, you'll start to see these recorded videos dropping pretty much every week, twice a week, and those will be the new videos going forward. So if you want to watch the Captain's Table going forward, if you can't catch it live, make sure you're subscribed to that YouTube channel. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'm going to go to bed. I will see you all tomorrow for the office hours where we're going to watch ISC. We're going to watch SCL from last week to break it down, that kind of stuff. And we'll talk 4.0. We'll talk Pyro. We'll talk a little bit of lore. We'll talk about other things as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black.